Today, we're going to explain the entire movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, in simple, easy-to-understand words. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. Before starting the video, if you want a video on its previous parts, then tell me by commenting. If you like this video, then press the like button. And if you want to see the movie explain related content, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you keep getting notification of the latest video coming. At the beginning of the movie, on Prison Island in Tokyo Bay, Japan, Shadow the Hedgehog is being kept in stasis while being monitored by guardian units of nations. One of the guards expresses concern for the project, but another guard assures him that Shadow has been in stasis for 50 years, and that it is unlikely for him to wake up. In his capsule, Shadow recalls old memories, such as listening to Maria play on a ukulele, watching the stars with her, and a tragedy that occurred long ago. One of the guards is shocked to notice that Shadow's heart rate is spiking up, and the containment tank is destabilizing. He realizes that Shadow is waking up as the heart rate monitor starts to glitch. The two guards immediately call for security, and multiple soldiers surround and aim at the capsule containing Shadow. Shadow finally awakens and immediately shatters the glass keeping him contained before teleporting out of sight. He then knocks out the soldiers one by one, using his ability to disappear and reappear in between each attack. One of the guards requests backup only to realize that there is nobody left. Shadow breaks through the compound and teleports onto the water, skating away from Prison Island and toward Tokyo. Elsewhere, in a forest near Green Hills, Tom, Maddie, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are out enjoying a camping trip. While Knuckles and Tails start to prepare for a race, Sonic walks up to them dressed in swimming gear, under the assumption that they were going tubing. Realizing that they are actually having a race, Sonic discards his swimming gear and asks Tom and Maddie to start the countdown. Tom assures Maddie that a bit of sibling rivalry is healthy and that he and his brothers were similar, to which Maddie responds that his brothers were lunatics and none of them were born with the ability to trigger a global cataclysmic event. Tom concedes her point and asks the three to keep the race cataclysmic-less, which they all agree to. Once Maddie finishes counting down, the race begins. Sonic is confident that he is in the lead, but is surprised to see both Tails and Knuckles ahead of him. Sonic quickly takes back the lead, using his spin dash to gain more speed until he reaches the goal. His celebration is cut short when he sees that Tails and Knuckles were somehow already there, meaning he has lost. But he soon realizes that they are actually holograms. Sonic is initially excited to know that he is still the fastest of the group, but then becomes curious as to what is going on. He rushes back to the starting point to find Maddie, Tails, Tom, Dog, Ozzy, and Knuckles surprising him with a party. Tom explains that today is the anniversary of the day that Sonic came to Earth, dubbing it Happy Be Earth Day. Knuckles states that today is the day they honor Sonic, while the others comment on how Sonic has improved the group's lives and brought them together as a family, except for Dog, who envies Sonic due to the fact that he stole his humans. After the party, Sonic thanks Tom for setting it up. He then notices a familiar location nearby and immediately rushes toward it, slightly annoying Tom by going too fast as usual. After arriving where Sonic went to, Tom quickly realizes that it is the cave where Sonic used to live. Tom is surprised that Sonic lived in such a poor environment for so long, while Sonic plays with the nunchucks that he refers to as his state-of-the-art security system. Tom then notices a mural on the wall, which Sonic explains he drew on his first night on Earth to remember his origins and time with Longclaw. Sonic wonders if Longclaw would be proud of him, and Tom assures him that she would due to the fact that despite losing her at such a young age, he did not let his pain change who he is in his heart. Tom goes on to explain that life is about the choices people make, both good and bad, and that as long as Sonic listens to his heart, he will make the right choice when it matters most. Sonic thanks Tom for the advice and wonders how different his life would be without him, believing he would probably be a completely different hedgehog. As Sonic says this, the scene shifts to Shadow, who is walking through the streets of Tokyo, gradually growing accustomed to his new modern surroundings. He observes an advertisement celebrating the current year of 2024, bringing him to the shocking realization that he has been trapped for 50 years. All of a sudden, a horde of gun soldiers and vehicles surround the area and rally around Shadow. Annoyed by Gun's continued pursuit of him, Shadow prepares for a fight as his eyes glow with red and orange energy. Back at the campsite, Sonic's group is relaxing and roasting marshmallows, with Tom and Maddie appreciating the opportunity to have some peace and quiet. However, they are interrupted by the sudden arrival of a gun helicopter, from which Director Rockwell emerges. She explains to them that Commander Walters is requesting Team Sonic's immediate assistance in dealing with the situation in Tokyo. In response to this, Knuckles questions the team name, while Sonic immediately agrees to it given his nature, as they set off on the helicopter. Maddie calls out to Team Sonic, telling them to make good choices. After using a ring to reach Tokyo, Sonic asks Tails, who is piloting the helicopter, how to find Shadow. Around the same time, a giant explosion erupts, giving them a clear sign to start there. Tails shows off his newly made titanium handcuffs, which Knuckles cockily disregards due to being 1,000,000% muscle. a description that annoys Sonic and Tails, as they have heard it many times by now. The co-pilot tells Team Sonic that they are over the drop zone, and the trio agrees to stick together no matter who's down there. Director Rockwell approaches, and after a quip, Team Sonic exits the helicopter. Upon landing at the scene, they observe that Gun lost and wonder what happened. As Tails notices strong energy readings on the Miles Electric, a truck is suddenly sent flying at them, but it is caught and tossed aside by Knuckles, who once again brags about his strength. Shadow then appears before Team Sonic, surprising them with how similar he looks to Sonic. Both hedgehogs start asking each other why the other looks like him, but Shadow decides this is a waste of time and warns the trio to walk away before they get hurt. Sonic, wanting to resolve this without a fight, takes out the handcuffs Tails made and asks Shadow to talk with them. However, Shadow refuses due to their association with Gun and turns around to walk away. Having had enough, Knuckles charges at Shadow to attack him, but Shadow uses Chaos Control to teleport and land a series of blows on Knuckles before sending him crashing into a nearby shop. After helping Knuckles up, Team Sonic prepares to fight Shadow together, only to be swiftly defeated by the Black Hedgehog. He then picks up a pistol and drives off on a motorbike, warning them not to follow. Tails tries to advise Sonic against pursuing Shadow, calling it a bad idea, but Sonic, believing that has never stopped him in the past, goes after him anyway. After chasing him through the streets of Tokyo and bantering along the way, Sonic and Shadow clash with their respective chaos energies, resulting in a citywide power outage. The city's backup generators turn on shortly after, and Sonic wakes up to find himself handcuffed to a nearby railing. Tails and Knuckles quickly find him, the former of whom is upset that Sonic went off by himself despite them being a team. Sonic apologizes, still not fully accustomed to the concept of teamwork, and decides they need to regroup and get some answers from Gun before continuing. To this end, they decide to take shelter at the Chow Garden Cafe, where they are joined by Commander Walters. When asked by Sonic who Shadow is, Walters states that his story began similarly to Sonic's, but where Sonic found family and friends on Earth, Shadow only found pain and loss. Walters goes on to explain that it began with a meteor crash in a quiet corner of Oklahoma over 50 years ago, and within the meteorite was a life form, specifically the ultimate life form. The scientists who discovered him would continuously experiment with his chaos energy, believing it would usher in a new era for humanity, but eventually deemed it to be too dangerous. During Gun's attempt to secure Shadow, a terrible accident occurred that destroyed the lab and caused a number of fatalities. The blame was placed on the project leader, resulting in his imprisonment and the cancellation of the program. Believing Shadow was too dangerous to set free, but also too valuable to destroy, Walters decided to have him place him into stasis indefinitely on Prison Island. Sonic realizes that if Shadow spent all this time in stasis, someone must have helped him escape. Walters agrees, but states that there are only a few people in the world who know of Shadow's existence. A live show then begins with the cow mascots dancing on stage, much to Tails' excitement, only for it to be cut short by an attack from several drone badniks, who destroy the table Team Sonic and Commander Walters were sitting at. As the civilians flee in terror, Sonic notices that they are the same robots previously used by Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, who was assumed dead after his last defeat. A motorcyclist, whose face is concealed by his helmet, then crashes into the building, skidding to a halt in front of the drones. One of them attempts to shoot him with a missile, which he easily dodges, causing it to blow up part of the restaurant behind him. He then disables the drones using a device on his wrist before riding away. Team Sonic then finds Commander Walters trapped beneath some rubble, which Knuckles lifts, revealing the commander to be badly injured from the attack. Before succumbing to his wounds, Walters gives Sonic a key to what he describes as the most powerful weapon Gun has ever created, trusting only Sonic to keep it safe. Several trucks of Gun troops then arrive at the scene, with Director Rockwell among them. Searching Walters' body, she notices that his launch key is missing, and instead finds a photo of Team Sonic, leading her to believe that they had stolen it and that they could not be trusted. Meanwhile, Team Sonic, having used parts of the cow costumes to disguise themselves, sneak out undetected. Tails asks why they are running from Gun if they are supposed to be on the same side, but Sonic tells him that they are not going to trust anyone until they get more information. They follow and eventually corner the motorcyclist at a dock, where he reveals himself to be Agent Stone, much to Knuckles' surprise. Stone tells them that he is not here to fight and that Robotnik is not to blame for the attack. He then summons the Mecha Crab from the ocean and invites Team Sonic inside, where they find an overweight and unshaven Robotnik, or Eggman, watching a telenovela, listening to music, and eating junk food. Now I will call Robotnik as Eggman throughout the video, so don't get confused. Sonic and Tails express their surprise at seeing Eggman alive, while also being disturbed by his disheveled appearance. However, the doctor dismisses their comments, not caring what they think he looks like. Stone informs Eggman of an imposter using his technology, showing footage from the attack at the Chow Garden. Annoyed at having his persona and precious babies stolen, Eggman cross-references the coordinates of each drone's energy spikes in order to track down the imposter's base of operations. In order to get closer to finding Shadow, Team Sonic reluctantly decides to team up with Eggman, but not before he makes Sonic hand over one of his quills or hair. With the alliance formed, Eggman has Stone shave his head and help him make his suit fit. Meanwhile, Shadow is seen walking through an abandoned gun facility in the mountainside when he comes across an old roller skate, causing him to reminisce on his late friend, Maria Robotnik. The scene shifts to a period from 50 years in the past, during which she is seen roller skating through the then-active facility while carrying a box of her personal belongings. A guard tried to stop her as she approached the laboratory, but Walters, who was only a captain at the time, allowed her to enter due to her being granddaughter of Professor Gerald. Walters told Maria where her room was while asking her to take her skates off. Shortly after, Maria came across a room containing the capsule where Shadow was being held for research. Hesitantly approaching the capsule, Maria tried to touch it, only for Shadow to suddenly turn around and glare at her. Although taken aback at first, Maria playfully glared back before drawing a funny face on the capsule to amuse herself. Upon seeing Shadow calm down a little, Maria put her hand on the capsule, and Shadow put his hand up to meet hers. From this point, the two formed a close friendship, enjoying various activities together such as dancing, skating, and watching a movie. However, during the latter, Shadow became upset due to the appearance of a monster that was referred to as an alien freak. Later on, Maria took Shadow up to a field outside the facility, where they watched the stars. Maria commented on their beauty while explaining that it can take hundreds of years for the light of a star can to reach Earth, and that the star itself may no longer exist by the time people are able to see it. This prompted Shadow to wonderingly comment that the light shines even though the star is gone. Maria wondered which star Shadow came from, although he had no memory of his home planet. Maria responded by telling Shadow that Earth is his home now. Shadow asked Maria if she thought he was dangerous, as he could tell that the scientists thought so from the way they looked at him. Maria told Shadow that he was her friend and that he could be whoever he wanted to despite his powers and origins. Shadow, now reassured, took her hand gratefully and they both continued gazing at the stars. Back in the present, Shadow arrives at the now destroyed room, where he first met Maria, silently grieving until he notices Gerald behind him. The professor greets Shadow, having known he would come home. Shadow tells Gerald he is unable to stop thinking about Maria, as the pain from losing her is overwhelming, which Gerald states is the reason they must punish those who took Maria's life. Around the same time, Eggman, Stone, and Team Sonic arrive at the base by a ring. Eggman tries to figure out a way to open the door, only for Knuckles to break it down with a punch. Hearing their arrival, Shadow prepares for a fight, but Gerald tells him these are the guests he was expecting, and that they should give them a warm welcome. Sonic and the others are faced with 3 separate paths, prompting them to split up. Not wanting to let Eggman out of his sight, Sonic decides to take one of the pathways with him, while Tails and Stone take another, and Knuckles goes alone. Knuckles attempts to keep his cool while navigating the tunnel, but is quickly caught by Shadow after the latter startles him. Meanwhile, Stone and Tails are walking through another tunnel, with the former admitting that he finds Tails adorable. Stone asks Tails what it is like being Sonic's assistant, wondering if he has a daily routine or any benefits. But Tails tells him that he and Sonic are actually teammates, with Sonic as the leader, Knuckles as the muscle, and Tails as the inventor. Tails explains that their team is made special by their unique roles and their bond as best friends, and asks Stone if he and Eggman are the same. Despite not truly believing it himself, Stone tells him that they are indeed best friends. Shadow then appears from behind them and kidnaps them. Elsewhere, Sonic and Eggman enter a room, and Sonic realizes from the items scattered about, including a photo of Shadow and Maria, that this was an actual home where people lived and that Shadow had a family. Sonic asks Eggman if he has ever wondered what he would be like if he had a family, to keep him from turning into a villain. Although the doctor rejects this idea, believing himself to be undesirable to all possible genders. Sonic enters the room where Shadow used to be kept, only for the latter to ambush and knock him out. While wondering where Sonic went, Eggman comes across several of his stolen drones, prompting him to joyfully hug them. However, he is interrupted by the appearance of the imposter, and activates the drones to threaten him. Despite this, the man simply praises Eggman for his magnificent creations and explains that he borrowed them to lure Eggman here and reunite their family. When Eggman does not respond, the man removes his glasses and properly introduces himself as Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather. Gerald Robotnik affectionately calls Eggman Evo. Despite noticing the uncanny resemblance between them, Eggman is not fully convinced they are relatives and begins interrogating Gerald. After Gerald answers each question correctly, Eggman is convinced and hugs him, asking where he has been his entire life. Gerald tells him he has spent the last 50 years imprisoned, preventing him from contacting anyone. Gerald is about to tell Eggman why he brought him here, but Eggman retorts that he used his unparalleled intellect to track him down. Gerald counters that it was for the plan he concocted with his own unparalleled intellect, and leads Eggman to the spot where Team Sonic and Agent Stone are tied up in chains. As he regains consciousness, Sonic is horrified to see 2 Eggmen approaching. Shadow meets Eggman, calling him the long-lost grandson, in response to which Eggman calls him another stinking hedgehog. Team Sonic identifies Gerald as the culprit behind Shadow's escape and the attack on Walters. Shadow takes the key to Gun's superweapon from Team Sonic's, claiming that he and the others are going to use it to take back everything Gun took from them. Gerald produces a hologram of the superweapon in question, an orbital satellite known as the Eclipse cannon. He explains that in exchange for his freedom, he provided Gun, with the most powerful weapon mankind has ever seen, which is capable of delivering a precision strike anywhere on Earth. Gerald decides that their first target will be gun headquarters in London, callously dismissing Sonic's warning about the innocent lives that will be threatened. He tells Eggman that to fire the Eclipse cannon, 2 keys are required, the second of which is locked in gun headquarters. Eggman eagerly agrees to his plan, and they set off along with Stone aboard the Mecha Crab. Before departing, Eggman sarcastically thanks Sonic for inspiring their adventure together, as it ended up working out for him, further justifying Sonic's lack of trust toward him. Sonic pleads with Shadow not to let his pain change who he is inside, but Shadow coldly tells him that he has spent 50 years reliving what Gun did to Maria, and that his pain has shaped him into who he is. He drops a small, marble-like device before teleporting away. Sonic is initially unimpressed by it, but it turns out to be a miniature black hole that is consuming all the matter in the base. It starts pulling Team Sonic in, but Knuckles grabs a rope with his teeth, holding them in place, while Sonic uses one of Tails' rings to open a portal. Although it takes a while for the portal to actually open, they manage to narrowly escape, ending up on a nearby cliff where they watch the last of the base being swallowed up by the black hole. Aboard the Death Crab, Eggman, believing Sonic to be dead, is impressed by how quickly Gerald managed to dispose of him. Gerald, in turn, assures him that there is nothing they cannot destroy together. Stone charts a route to gun headquarters in London, informing the Robotniks that they will arrive in about 4 hours. Realizing that they are ahead of schedule, Gerald decides to take the opportunity to spend quality time with his grandson, much to Eggman's joy. Using virtual reality headsets, they enjoy a variety of recreational activities together, with Stone trying but failing to join in. He prepares lattes for them, but ends up discarding them after seeing how much fun they are already having. Back at the Wachowski household, Tom and Maddie are enjoying new hobbies and interests when Team Sonic appears in the living room via a ring portal, requesting Tom and Maddie's help in their mission. They immediately agree, having grown bored without the rest of their family. Tails uses the Miles Electric to produce a holographic simulation of gun headquarters so they can formulate their plan. Sonic decides he will run across the water and into the base, only to realize that this will result in him getting incinerated by their energy shield. Tails explains that to shut down the shield, they will need to gain control of it by planting a USB drive in their server room, which will be Tom and Maddie's job. Afterwards, Sonic will navigate past the laser hall in order to access the vault. Due to Gun wiping all images and schematics of the vault from their database, they have no idea what it looks like, preventing them from accessing it with a ring. Maddie believes the plan would be much easier if Sonic were to use the Master Emerald to become supersonic and obtain the key. However, Sonic refuses, stating that the Master Emerald is too powerful to ever be used again, and that they made a promise to keep it hidden. Knuckles declares that as guardian of the Master Emerald, anyone who tries to take it away for any reason will become a sworn enemy. Sonic assures Tom and Maddie that this is the right choice, and they set off for London. Around the same time, Team Robotniks arrives right outside Gun headquarters. Shadow, fueled by his desire for revenge, wants to quickly grab the key and eliminate anyone in his way, but Gerald tells him to be patient and let him and Eggman handle it, promising the Hedgehog that he will soon have his revenge on an unimaginable scale. Agent Stone provides the Robotniks with their bodysuits for the mission, and Eggman tells Stone to watch Shadow in the meantime while keeping the Mecha Crab hidden. While Eggman and Gerald set off, Stone invites Shadow into the Mecha Crab to have guac, to which Shadow responds by wanting revenge guac. Meanwhile, Sonic impatiently waits for his team to start the operation, complaining about waiting all day, though Tails points out they have only just begun. Tails asks for Tom, Maddie, and Knuckles' status, with all 3 in position and ready to proceed. Knuckles' task is to break glass in case of an emergency, although he initially ignores the emergency part. Eager for the chance to punch something, in order to gain access into the headquarters, Tom and Maddie use Tails' hologram technology to assume the likeness of Gun agents, with Maddie taking on Rocco's appearance. Tom critiques Maddie's initial enthusiasm as Rachel as it is nothing like her, causing Maddie to immediately display the more aggressive attitude Rachel is known for. Tom responds that it is perfect and takes on Randall's appearance. Making their way to the front desk of the headquarters, Tom, disguised as Randall, requests to have lunch upstairs with his wife. The agent at the front desk responds that the facility is currently locked down and only those at command level clearance are allowed in. Tom quietly intercoms tales about the situation, prompting the Fox to realize that security was tightened after Shadow's escape. Maddie, disguised as Rachel, intervenes, quickly giving an intimidating speech to the agent and threatening to get him fired. The agent yields and allows them to proceed. The two switch out of their holograms after getting upstairs. Maddie switches to Captain Rockwell's appearance and attempts to gain access to the server room via facial recognition, but Tom notices the real Rockwell approaching with several guards. After a close call, Rockwell continues walking past them, and they enter the server room. Tails directs Tom and Maddie to the location of the security server as Sonic and Knuckles grow impatient, waiting to carry out their part of the mission. Maddie inserts the drive, but it has no effect, leading Sonic to wonder if she inserted it the right way. However, Tom gets the idea to take out the drive and blow on it before reinserting it, which does the trick. As Tails is about to shut down the outside sensors, Tom and Maddie notice another USB drive next to theirs, one with a mustache on it. Tails picks up 2 heat signatures en route to the vault, which turn out to be the Robotniks, who are using the camouflage feature in their suits to sneak past the guards undetected. Meanwhile, in the Mecha Crab, Shadow and Stone are watching La Última Pasión, the same telenovela Dr. Eggman was watching earlier. Shadow believes that Gabriela, the show's female lead, should kill the 2 men competing for her love, as she is not a prize to be won. Stone tells Shadow to lighten up as they are about to rule the world, to which Shadow responds that there will be nothing left to rule once they are done. This comment concerns Stone, causing him to ask what he and the professor are up to. Tails picks up an outside signal, being the Mecha Crab, and destroys it by flooding the sewer it is hidden in, causing it and Stone to be washed away. Scene shifts. We are shown the laser room where Robotniks had entered. They had a special suit that could deflect the laser. They both cross it while dancing happily. On the other side, we are shown Tails, who disables the barrier so that Sonic can enter the headquarters. Sonic quickly reaches the room, but Robotniks had already reached there. Robotniks and Sonic move ahead to get the key. Then the traps get activated. There are 2 types of traps here, gravity and anti-gravity. Robotniks put their feet on the gravity trap and get stuck to the ground, while Sonic starts floating in the air due to keeping his feet in the anti-gravity trap. Director Rockwell tells them that I knew you were coming, so I kept all these traps ready. Director Rockwell catches Sonic along with Robotniks, Tom, Maddie, Tails, and says now, you can go out from here in handcuffs. There is no other way. Sonic signals Knuckles. Knuckles breaks the roof and comes inside, which causes chaos. Director Rockwell takes the key from there and leaves. But Tom transforms into Commander Walters and takes the key from Director Rockwell. Just then Shadow comes there and punches Tom and takes the key. Tom gets badly injured due to Shadow's punch. Shadow does not stop there. He takes Robotniks with him and leaves from there. When Sonic, Knuckles, Tails see that Tom is badly injured and unconscious, they get worried about him. So they, along with Maddie, quickly take Tom to the ambulance. Maddie takes care of him and takes him to the hospital. After Sonic gets very angry seeing all this, because Robotniks, Shadow. Because of them, Tom were injured. Sonic now decides that no matter what happens, I will stop them. Then Sonic asks Knuckles where he's kept the Master Emerald. Because friends, if you all remember, the Master Emerald was hidden in Sonic 2. Only Knuckles knows where he has hidden the Master Emerald. At first, Knuckles feels that he should not do it like this, but later he tells Sonic where the Master Emerald is. Sonic quickly goes to the Master Emerald and becomes very powerful with its power. Elsewhere, after getting both keys, Shadow, Dr. Gerald, Eggman, all 3 together quickly find Eclipse. Then they activate it, go into space, so that all 3 of them can destroy Gun's headquarters with the help of Eclipse Cannon and take their revenge from Gun. In the next scene, we see Shadow, Dr. Gerald, both together remembering the incident of Maria's death. Shadow gets very angry remembering Maria, and he runs an Eclipse and charged Chaos Energy so that he can fire the Eclipse Cannon. Seeing this energy, Eggman gets a little scared, so he asks his grandfather that this energy is too much to destroy the headquarters. So after listening to this, Dr. Gerald tells him that actually we want to destroy the whole Earth. That is why they are storing a lot of energy, due to which the whole Earth will be destroyed, and along with its destruction, all 3 of them will also die. After taking revenge for Maria's death, they will have no reason to live. As soon as Eggman hears his grandfather's words, he gets very scared. Then he tells his grandfather that his revenge is only from the Gun people, so he should just blow up the Gun headquarters and complete his revenge. After that, he and his grandfather will rule the whole world together, so Eggman requests his grandfather not to destroy the whole Earth, because Earth is their home too. But his grandfather, Dr. Gerald, doesn't listen to him and activates the Eclipse Cannon. After that, a timer of 10 minutes starts. As soon as the timer ends, the cannon will fire and the whole Earth will be destroyed. But at this time, we see that Sonic arrives there and directly enters the Eclipse by making a hole in a flash and catches Shadow and brings him to Earth. And both of them fight. In this fight, we see that Shadow punches Sonic very hard, due to which the emeralds come out of his body, and all the 7 heroes that make up Emerald get separated. Seeing all those 7 gems, both Sonic and Shadow move forward to catch them. So half of the gems go to Sonic and half to Shadow. So that's why the power of Emerald divide half in both. As soon as they get this power, they both start fighting. In the fight, both beat each other very badly. The scene shifts. In space, we see that Dr. Eggman understands that he cannot make his grandfather understand, so he attacks him to stop him. After this, the fight between grandfather and grandson starts inside Eclipse as well. On the other hand, Sonic starts getting the upper hand in the fight between Sonic and Shadow, after which Sonic brings Shadow to the moon while fighting, and makes him powerless by beating him. But while beating Shadow, Sonic remembers Tom's words. Tom had said, "You can't let your pain change who you are. Listens to your heart, he will make the right choices." Remembering this thing of Tom, Sonic stops. Then he does not beat Shadow. Shadow is shocked to see all this. Then Shadow asks Sonic why he is not killing him. Then Sonic tells him that he is not bad. That is why he will not kill him. Hearing these words of Sonic, Shadow remembers Maria, because Maria also thought the same. Shadow understands that whatever he is doing it in anger, and the work done in anger is always wrong. Shadow now decides that now he will support Sonic, and together with Sonic will stop Dr. Gerald. After this, Sonic and Shadow together take power from the Emeralds. After becoming powerful, they go straight to stop Dr. Gerald. The scene shifts. Inside Eclipse, we see Dr. Gerald and Eggman are still fighting. The next moment, a portal opens there. Knuckles and Tails come out of it, and they help Eggman, and all of them together defeat Dr. Gerald. But by then, the 10-minute timer was over, so that's why a light beam comes out of the Eclipse cannon. It goes straight to Earth, so that it can destroy Earth. But by then, Sonic and Shadow had reached there, so they quickly come in front of the beam and stop the beam from going to Earth. Inside Eclipse, Knuckles and Tails along with Eggman change the direction of the beam, due to which the beam goes somewhere else in space, and all of them together save the Earth from getting destroyed. After that, Shadow quickly enters Eclipse, but Sonic becomes very weak due to blocking the beam, so he becomes unconscious and starts falling on Earth. But Knuckles and Tails see this, so they quickly come out from there to save Sonic and open the portal from the ring and land directly on Earth. So Sonic, Knuckles, Tails survive. On the other hand, when Shadow comes inside Eclipse, Eggman tells him that Eclipse has become overloaded due to energy. Now if it will blast in no time, and because of its blast, Earth will also get destroyed. Hearing this, Shadow tells Eggman that we have done this, and it is our job to save Earth from this. Shadow starts pushing Eclipse away from Earth, so that its blast does not affect Earth. On the other hand, Eggman tries to control the overload energy inside Eclipse, so that he and Shadow can get some more time. And when they both bring Eclipse away from Earth, then Eclipse blasts. And this destruction is so huge that it is clearly visible from Earth. Sonic's, Knuckles, Tails watch its blast from Earth. This scene ends, and then we are shown a scene after 1 month. Sonic, Tom, Maddie, Knuckles, Tails all go on vacation again, and they enjoy a lot there, because everything is fine. Then they all race together again, and the movie ends here. In the post-credit scene of the movie, we are shown that Sonic has run far ahead in the jungle. There is a board on which it is written, "Welcome New York State Park." Then a lot of mechanical hedgehogs surround Sonic, and all those hedgehogs are about to attack Sonic. Then someone else comes there and beats all the hedgehogs and saves Sonic, and that person reveals himself. Then we come to know that that person is none other than Sonic's self-proclaimed girlfriend, whose name is Amy Rose. Maybe we will see her in Sonic's next movie. So with this, the whole movie ends. And that's a wrap on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. What was your favorite moment? Do you have any questions or theories? Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'll be replying to as many as we can. You enjoyed this video? Don't forget to press the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on all things Sonic. More exciting videos are coming your way soon. Check out our social media links for more engaging content and in-depth movie explanations. To discover the full story of Deadpool and Wolverine, click on the video appearing on your screen and dive into the complete breakdown, and I will see you there.